Hello students, today in this video we will discuss the first chapter of Business Studies of class 11th, Business, Trade and Commerce. Today in this video we are going to discuss the classification of business activities. Now if we talk about business activities basically can be characterized in two broad categories. One, industry, and second, commerce. Now when we talk about industry is concerned with the production or processing of goods and materials. Now if we talk about industries are basically concerned with the production. Here the production of goods will take place or the processing of goods and materials will take place. So with the help of machines, tools and equipments, you are going to process the raw material into finished product. Now when you talk about commerce basically includes all those activities which are necessary for facilitating the exchange of goods and services. As we know, whatever production that will take place in industries is not going to be consumed over there only. The same has to be reached to the hands of the consumer. Now how that production is going to reach to the consumer, that will be facilitated with the help of commerce. So you can say in a nutshell, commerce includes all those activities which is going to facilitate the smooth functioning of industries or which facilitates the exchange of goods and services from the point of production to the hands of the consumer. Now we will discuss them one by one. Now we will discuss about industry. Now if we talk about industry refers to economic activities which are concerned or connected with conversion of resources into useful goods. Now as we know that we used to get raw materials from the nature, and some of the raw materials are not directly consumed in the same way as they used to get it from the nature. So what we have to do, we have to convert them into useful resources, like for example iron ore. So we cannot use the iron ore in such form, or you could say in the natural form. So what we have to do, we have to convert that iron ore into iron, then only we can use it for purpose. So here industry is going to help out to make the conversion of that useful material, or you could say that natural resource, into useful final product. And when you talk about industries, here the activities will take place with the help of mechanical appliances as well as technical skill. So both things are being required in industries. Mechanical appliances means you need tools and equipments, machines, and technical skills means the workers with technical proficiency are being required to make the conversion of raw material with the help of these mechanical appliances into useful goods. So these includes activities relating to producing or processing of goods. Clear? So here the production or the processing of goods will take place. Now when we talk about production, here the production will take place like toys, cars and all. And processing, as I have told you, like in case of sugar, clear, right from the sugar cane a complete process will take place to convert it into sugar. So either production or the processing of goods will take place here. As well as if we talk about breeding of animals, raising of animals is also the part of industries. Clear? So this is called animal industry. Clear? So basically here, or could say we discuss them later. Breeding and raising of animals will also comes under category of industry. Now the term industry is also used to mean groups of firms producing similar or related goods. For example, cotton industry, textile industry, clear, refers to all manufacturing units producing textile from cotton. Like for example, if we talk about cotton textile industry, so it means we are talking about all those industries, clear, which are manufacturing textile with the help of cotton. Similarly, electronic industry. So what you are doing, we are grouping the different industries, clear, who are producing the similar or related goods. Like if we talk about electronic industry, or electronic industry means what, it will comprises of all those industries which are related with electronics goods. Like if we talk about refrigerator, if we talk about fans, if we talk about TV, radio, DVDs, laptops, they will all come under the electronic goods. Clear? Further, in common parlance, certain services like banking and insurance are also referred to an industry, say banking industry, insurance industry, etc. Now, even nowadays, these sectors are also come under the category of industries, clear, like banking industry, in your insurance industry, and so. Industries, industries may be divided into three broad categories, namely primary industry, secondary industry, and tertiary industry. Now, first we will discuss about primary industries. Primary industries, these includes all those activities which are connected with the extraction and production of natural resources and reproduction and development of living organisms, plants, etc. Now, if we talk about primary industries basically includes all those activities or all those industries which are connected with the extraction, clear, means you are going to extract the natural resources from the nature, clear, like you are extracting cotton from the fields, clear, you are taking out the sand from the land, clear, or from the river. So, all this will come under the extraction and production of natural resources, or either you can do the production of natural resources and reproduction and development of living organism. Even the reproduction means you will reproduce the living organism over here, like in case of your fisheries, clear. So, you are going to make the reproduction of the fishes over there, clear. Plants, etc. Like in nurseries, what you do, you sow the seeds, and with the help of that the saplings will come out, and later on these saplings will turn into small plants, then into big trees. So, these kind of things will be done under your primary industries. Further, you can classify or subdivide your primary industries into, clear, first, extractive industries. Now, when you talk about extractive industries basically includes those industries which extract or draw out products from the natural sources. As I have given you the example that you extract the sand from the river, clear. So, this is what called the extractive industries, means you are going to draw out or you are going to extract the raw material or the resource from the nature. Extractive industries supply some basic raw materials that are mostly products of the soil. As I have told you, you are going to extract the resources from the nature. It means whatever you will extract from the soil or from the environment, that will come under the category of extractive industries. Products of these industries are usually transformed into many other useful goods by manufacturing industries. Now, whatever you are going to extract in these primary industry, clear, these are going to act as a raw material for your manufacturing industries. Some of the important extractive industries are farming, means you are going to extract something from the land. Mining industries, you are going to extract something from the mines like coal mines, clear. Then lumbering, clear, it means it will be related with your plants, hunting and fishing operations. So, all these will come under your extractive industries. The second is your genetic industries. These industries remain engaged in breeding plants and animals for their use in future or further reproduction. Now, the second category of your primary industry is what? Genetic industries. So, as we can make out with the help of the name genetic, it means it is related with the genes, means living organism. So, these industries remain engaged in breeding. Here the breeding of plants and animals will take place so that the further reproduction can be done and they can be used for further reproduction. For the breeding of plants, the seeds and the nursery companies are typical example of genetic industries. As I have given you the example, like you sow the seeds in on the field or inside the soil, it turns into sapling and finally it will turn into small plant, and then years after it's going to turn into a big tree. So this happens in your genetic industries, or you can say the breeding, the rearing, clear, or the reproduction of living organisms will take place in case of your genetic industries. In addition, activities of cattle breeding farms, clear, where you breed the animals, clear, you have the cubs over there or the small ones over there, and then later on these small ones will turn into cow, buffaloes and all, calf and all, clear, they will turn into your cows and all, then you will have milk from them. Poultry farms you will have over there, clear. So the same will be also come under your genetic industry. Fish hatcheries come under the class of genetic industries, clear. Even the sericulture can be done there, you can have your fish and all. Even you can have the same in case of your like silk industries also, okay, where you can have it from the cocoon and all. So that all comes under your genetic industries. The second category is what? Secondary industries. Now when you talk about secondary industries, these are concerned with using materials which have already been extracted at the primary stage. These industries process such material to produce goods for final consumption or for further processing by other industrial units. For example, the mining of iron ore is a primary industry, but manufacturing of steel is a secondary industry. Secondary industry may be further divided as follows. Now when you talk about secondary industries, basically these are those industries which are going to convert the raw material that has been extracted or that has been done in primary industry into finished product or in useful goods. So basically secondary industries are related with the conversion of raw material of primary industry into finished products. So all those industries which are connected with this these kind of activities will call to be your secondary industries. Now when you talk about the subdivision of your secondary industry, first we have manufacturing industries. Now as we can make out with the help of the name itself, manufacturing. So you can make out the manufacturing industries are those industries which are engaged in producing goods through the processing of raw material and thus creating farm utilities. So here the manufacturing will take place. They turn out diverse finished products that we consume through the conversion of raw material or partly finished material in their manufacturing operation. Manufacturing industries may be further divided into four categories on the basis of methods of operation of production. Now when you talk about manufacturing industries, as the name suggests, you are going to manufacture something over here. You are going to convert the raw material into finished product, and on the basis of the manufacturing operations, further you can classify them into four broad categories. What they are? The analytical industry. Analytical industries means the industries which analyzes and separates different elements from the same material, as in the case of oil refinery. Now when you talk about analytical industry and we take the example of your crude oil, from the nature you are going to get the crude oil. In case of primary industry, you are going to extract the crude oil from the nature. Now from the same crude oil, what you are going to do? You are going to refine it, and after refining, what you will have in different stages, clear, as the processing will take place, you will find the different kinds of oil from the same crude oil. Like you will have the kerosene from the same, you will have the petrol, you have the lubricants, you will have the diesel and many other oils from the same crude oil. So the industries which are engaged in such kind of activities, which analyzes and separate different elements from the same material or from the same raw material, you can say these are known to be your analytical industry. As I have given you the example, from the same crude oil, clear, in different stages of refining, you will find or you will get different kinds of oils. Like you will get petrol from the same, you will get the diesel from the same, you will get the kerosene from the same, you will get the different lubricants from the same crude oil. So these kind of industries are known to be your analytical industries. The second one is your synthetical industry. Now, synthetical industries are basically those industries which are going to combine various ingredients into a new product, such as in case of cement. Like, we don't get cement, clear, in the direct form from the nature. What we have to do, we have to mix different elements or different ingredients, like we need gypsum, clear, as a raw material, we need limestone, we need different chemicals to make cement. So what synthetical industries does, they combine all those ingredients which are being required to do the production of the clear of a product, like in case of cement industries. So you are not going to get cement in the direct form from the nature. What we have to do, we have to mix up the different elements, or you could say different ingredients, to make that product. So the industries that does so known to be a synthetical industry. The third one is your processing industry. As the name suggests, here the process will take place, or the successive stages for manufacturing finished products will take place. Like in case of sugar and paper, you don't get sugar directly from the nature. You have different, could say, crops that are being there for the production of for the manufacturing or for the production of your sugar. Now, in case of sugar, like if you take the example, if you have the sugar with the help of the sugar cane, then what has to be done? First, we have to cut down the sugar from the field. Then the same sugar will be utilized, clear, for the production of the sugar. So a complete process will take place, like from the cutting of the sugar cane from the sugar cane from the field, then the juice will be extracted from the sugar cane, then that sugar will be processed, and finally it will be converted into sugar. The same happens with the, in case of paper also, directly we are not going to get the paper from the nature. So to get the paper, first of all we have to cut down the trees from the fields or from the forest, then the same tree will go under different processes, clear, then that particular tree is going to turn into different pages, clear, or papers. So finally we will get the paper. So a complete process will be there, or successive stages will be there. Means first, in this stage we are, like in case of sugar I have told you, first we are going to cut down the sugar cane from the field, then we are going to get this juice of the sugar cane, then that sugar juice of that sugar cane is going to be boiled and all, and finally by mixing up different elements over there or different ingredients over there, that the juice is going to be converted, okay, with the help of chemical composition into sugar, and so a complete process will take place. And these industries where this kind of process takes place to make a good is known to be a product, you would say, is known to be a processing industries. The next is your assembling industry. Assembling, as the name suggests, here you are going to assemble, like in case of your cars, in case of your electronic products, clear, different components are need to be assembled, and finally by doing the assembly or assembling you will get the final product. Like for example, in case of your car, you need different components, clear, like you need tires, you need the steel frame, you need the iron frame over there, clear, you need the glass over there, you need the paint, leather work, clear, plastic work. So these different components will be clear, will be assembled, and finally they are going to give you a product. So these industries which are engaged in such kind of activities are known to be your assembling industries. Some of the examples are like your television, car, computer, etc. All these electronic products and you could say different goods are being assembled in these assembling industries. Then when you talk about the second classification of your secondary industry is construction industries, and as its suggested by its name, construction industries means the industries which are engaged in the constructions work. Construction work means the construction of buildings, dams, bridges, roads, tunnels, canals, and etc. So wherever the construction will take place of infrastructure basically will come under the construction industries, and in construction industries engineering and architectural skills are important. The last one is your tertiary industries. Tertiary industries basically these are concerned with providing support service to primary and secondary industries as well as activities related to trade. Now whatever production we have done, clear, that should be reached to the hands of the consumer in the same, say, with the same features, with the same shape and size, with the same kind of chemical composition, it should reach in the to the hands of the consumer. So who is going to facilitate that? For that you need the assistance of tertiary industries. So you can say tertiary industries are those industries which will provide the complete assistance or complete support service to the primary and secondary industries. Basically you can say these industries basically provide you the service facilities. Clear? So as business activities, these may be considered the part of commerce because as auxiliaries to trade, they assist trade. It includes transport, banking, insurance, warehousing, communication, packaging, and advertising. So all these will come under the category of tertiary industries. So this is what all about your industries. Hope you will like the video. Thank you.